Hi guys, Josh here, and in this video we will have a look at 12 cozy games set to release in September 2024. We have farming sims, adventure games, smaller unique games, so there should be something for everyone. If you find a game you're interested in, feel free to leave a like on the video so it can reach more people, subscribe for more content like this, and let's get started. As always, we'll go in chronological order starting on September 10th, with the release of Cove in early access on Steam. You'll first create your character by picking from a vast selection. You can play as a human, an animal, a robot, with lots of colors and patterns to pick from, different parts you can mix and match, a very robust character creator that will give you a ton of freedom. You'll then arrive on this island that used to be doing well, but not so much anymore. You will choose any of the empty houses to call your home, and then you'll get to work on rebuilding the town and attracting new residents. You'll gather resources, repair an abandoned workshop, and craft a ton of things that will be used to revitalize Cove. I played a demo for this game last year, and the overall gameplay loop and mechanics reminded me a lot of my time at Sandrock, and I noticed some Wind Waker inspiration as well, since you get to sail the ocean and find new secrets, resources, and even future residents on other islands. I had such a good time, I can't wait to play it more, and there is still a demo available on Steam, and the best part is that your progress will carry over to the full game, so if you want to get started early, or if you just want to try the game before purchasing it, you can. And it would be a good idea to start early because the rest of the month is packed with more releases, and here we have Cozy Keep, releasing for Steam on the same date of September 10th. More precisely, it's called Cozy Keep Farm, Craft, Manage. As you can guess, in this one we'll be farming, crafting, and managing. You'll play as a shopkeeper, gather materials by mining, farming, hunting, foraging, to then craft and sell things from weapons to food or potions, with the ability to pick a specialty depending on what gameplay style you prefer. As your shop becomes more successful, you will get to renovate and improve it, hire and manage employees, and help the community by completing quests. This sounds like a very fun gameplay loop, and if done right, the progression in shopkeeping games can be so satisfying and addictive. The only thing I'm not too fond of is not necessarily the art style itself. I don't mind the low poly look, but these specific assets have been used in so many indie games. You've most likely seen them before if you look at a lot of games on Steam, and it just makes the game look quite generic. That being said, I will still be giving it a try as I think it could be a fun one. I don't know if I will be able to play it for long, however, as the very next day on September 11th, we will see the release of Mirthwood on Steam. This might be the game I am looking forward to the most on this list, and it's basically an RPG that takes inspiration from the Fable series and Stardew Valley. You will create your character, flee your home village as it's being destroyed during the war, and you will start a new life in Mirthwood. Depending on your actions, you will either gain a good or a bad reputation, and it will be up to you to decide if you want to grow your own crops, or steal food from others, make friends with everyone, or take advantage of them, and whether you want to just stay at home, chill and decorate, or explore every nook and cranny of the world, you will truly get to decide how you spend your time in Mirthwood. The game will give you a lot of freedom, your actions will have consequences, but the simulated world will also do its own thing, so characters will die of illnesses, rare weather events could kill all of your crops, and we can expect each playthrough to be slightly different. I played a demo of Mirthwood a few months ago, and I do have a preview video showing you my first few days in the game and my thoughts on my experience, so I'll put a link to that video in the description if you're interested in learning more. I also love the darker medieval color palette and art style of this game. It's not something we see too often in this genre of games that tend to be a lot more colorful, and I know I will be spending a lot of time in this dark and mysterious world of Mirthwood. I wish there was a bigger gap between all of these releases, but the following day, September 12th, we'll get Chef RPG for Steam in early access. I've been following the development of this game for years now, and if you're not familiar with it, it will play like a typical farming sim where you farm, forage, fish, befriend and romance villagers, but the main difference is you will also be running your own restaurant. You'll decorate it however you'd like, hire staff, use different machines to process ingredients, and then serve your dishes to customers. I find that in a lot of life sim games where you manage a shop or a restaurant, it tends to be very surface level, very easy and simple, but here things look very chaotic, busy, engaging, and I think it could be a very nice complement to the rest of the game, which should be more relaxing and slow-paced. The early access should include a lot of content already, with 3 main story arcs, 2 restaurants to manage, tons of skills to unlock, recipes to cook, and characters to befriend, but the game will evolve with additional content throughout the next year and a half, leading to the full release. I am so beyond excited for Chef RPG. I am confident that it will be amazing even in early access, and I will make sure to cover the game as much as possible when it comes out. Also, on September 12th, we will have the release of Garden Witch Life for Steam, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and Nintendo Switch. In this one, you're a witch who just lost their job in the city and moved to a small island in search of something new. You'll decorate and customize your treehouse, grow crops, brew potions, cook various dishes, and discover the magical world surrounding you. There's going to be an emphasis on exploration, so you will go through different caves or biomes, each with their own secrets, resources to obtain, and atmosphere to enjoy. The game is very cute, very witchy and whimsical, but unfortunately from what I played of the demo a year ago, it was very rough. One very specific thing I can recall is that for farming, for example, there was no grid system at all, so we just planted crops wherever and it felt very messy. Watering was the same and it all just ended up not feeling very satisfying or fun. There were a lot of little details like that here and there that annoyed me, along with bugs and things that didn't work too well, but that was over a year ago, so hopefully since then the game should have received some polish. They did release another demo more recently. It's no longer available, but if you have the chance to play it, I would be curious to know your thoughts and if you think I should give the game a second chance. I have no idea how we will choose what to play in September, and for the sake of your wallet and your free time, I hope you're not interested in all of these games, but still on September 12th, we will have a Caravan Sandwitch for Steam, PlayStation 5, and yes, Nintendo Switch. In this narrative-driven adventure, you will be exploring Cigalo, a beautiful planet inspired by the Provence region in the south of France, but that was left in quite a bad state due to its exploitation by humans. You will drive this lovely yellow caravan, upgrade it to reach new areas and ruins to explore, and meet the locals that need your help to bring harmony back to Cigalo. With this game, the developers put a lot of work on making it as accessible as possible, so you can expect a lot of accessibility options, game mechanics that are not punishing, so no death, no timer or combat, as well as an inclusive story and cast of characters. So if you're looking for a very peaceful game about driving a caravan and exploring the world at your own pace, this could be a really good one for you, and there is a demo available on Steam right now. If you like the idea of a cozy adventure game, but you're looking for a bit more action, then you might be into the Plucky Squire, releasing on September 17th for Steam, Switch, PS5, as well as Xbox Series X and S. In this game, you will play as Jot, this character who gets kicked out of a storybook by the villain, and you will be alternating between 2D and 3D environments to restore the happy ending in the book and save your friends. The trailer does a much better job than I at describing this game, but basically there's platforming, combat, puzzles, and part of the game is in 2D where you're either in a book or on the walls of a cardboard castle, things like that, and the other part is in 3D where you're this tiny character in a kid's bedroom filled with toys. It reminds me of A Link Between Worlds because of the switch between 2D and 3D, but it also just looks a lot like top-down Zelda games overall in terms of gameplay. It seems like such a charming, high-quality game that will be packed with attention to detail, beautiful art, lots of funny moments, and it could be a nice experience between 2 long farming sims. The following day, September 18th, we will be seeing the release of Shinehill in early access on Steam. In this pixel art farming sim, you will be playing as a spy tasked to learn about this unknown planet. You will take the form of a human and try to fit in on Shinehill Island by making friends and doing your best to act normal. You'll farm, fish, cook, help the community, all of these human things, all while trying to uncover the secrets of the island and fulfill your mission. I played the demo for this game back in January. It definitely needed some polish in some areas, but the 2 developers have been hard at work listening to feedback and improving the game for its release. They will continue to do so throughout early access for the upcoming 6 to 12 months, and even though the main story and core of the game should be there, they will gradually give us more content like festivals and a marriage system. What stood out to me the most with this game was the story. I was not expecting much at first, but there was quite a plot twist at the end of the demo, and I can't wait to find out what kind of strange things will happen on Shinehill Island. While I don't think this game will be anything groundbreaking in terms of gameplay, to be honest, I think that if the price is not too high and the story manages to be engaging throughout the whole experience, it could be worth trying, and there is a demo right now on Steam. If you want a tiny game to play here and there between longer ones, then here's Tiny Glade releasing for Steam on September 23rd. This one is a building game where you will create castles in a very seamless and stress-free way. Without any resources or management to worry about, you will just draw walls, reshape and recolor them to your liking, and the game will do its magic to make everything look great. You'll get to decorate the surroundings of your castles with fences, paths, various decor items, and the camera mode will allow you to take pictures and to change things like the weather or time of day. If you ever played games like Townscaper, Summer House, or even the more recent Gordlets, this one is a very similar sandbox creating experience. I love these kind of games when I don't have too much time or I can't decide on a game. They're quick and easy to pick up, very chill, and if you'd like to try Tiny Glade, there is a demo for that one as well on Steam. Going back to farming sims, we have Ninano Dream Ranch also releasing for Steam on September 23rd. Actually, this one is more of a ranching sim where the focus will be on raising animals, which will evolve differently based on what you feed them. It seems like you will be able to sell your animals for a profit, and you will participate in building up the small village you just moved into by setting up various facilities and inviting new residents. Not any kind of residents, however, as this world is packed with elves, demons, vampires, and other kinds of people that you can befriend and romance. Ninano Dream Ranch will feature festivals, and it seems like most of them will have some kind of minigame, which I love. And overall, even though I will admit I'm not entirely sold on this game yet, I think it could be worth trying depending on how much it costs. On September 24th, we will be getting Bloomtown, A Different Story for Steam, and pretty much all consoles, so PS4, 5, Xbox One, Series X and S, and Nintendo Switch. If you like the idea of a narrative-driven RPG with turn-based combat, monster taming, and some life sim elements, all with the vibes of a small American town in the 60s, this one is for you. You will play as Emily and her brother Chester visiting their grandpa for their summer vacation when things start being weird. Children are disappearing, nightmares are becoming real, and it's up to you to visit this alternate demon world to save the real world. In between your dangerous trips to the demon world, you will come back to Bloomtown, where you'll get to rest and improve yourself by going to the gym, make money with a part-time job at the grocery store, or chill by the ocean and catch some fish. I love this blend of different genres. I think that if you're a fan of RPGs and life sims, this should be really fun. And kind of like the Plucky Squire, what stands out to me the most is just how this game looks so polished and high quality. You can tell it will be amazing just based on the trailer. The art style is great. It's both refreshing and nostalgic, and I can't wait for my summer holiday in Bloomtown. There is a demo for this one on Steam, so feel free to try it out if you're interested. Our last game for today's video is called Planet 9, and while it does not have a specific date yet, it should be releasing in early access on Steam this September. After the moon gets mysteriously destroyed, badly affecting planet Earth and its population, you are tasked to build a colony on Planet 9, which was hiding behind the sun all along but could not be found until recently. Luckily, Planet 9 shares a lot of similarities with Earth, so you'll go there, build a base using the wood, stones, and resources found there, then bigger structures like schools and hospitals, power plants, all while making sure there's enough food to feed the colony. And despite the resemblance with Earth, you will have to manage your oxygen in order to survive. While you're there, you will find people native to Planet 9, explore dungeons and secret areas, domesticate animals, and even robots. Based on what I read and saw from the trailer, I like the amount of freedom the game will give you, and little details like being able to build tracks and use a minecart to travel around the planet. We are seeing more and more space farming sims or life sims, and I think it is a really difficult theme to get right, as you want to make it different than just farming on Earth but with a different color palette, and I am looking forward to seeing how this one will go. This game is being made by a solo developer, and the early access will include the main story and core gameplay mechanics, but during the next 12 to 24 months, more content will be added, new areas to explore, and the game will be adjusted and fixed based on the player feedback. I have to admit, the art style is not my favorite here, but if the gameplay loop is great, I won't mind too much. So these are 12 cozy games that should be releasing in September 2024. I'm sure we'll end up getting more as new dates gets announced all the time, but let me know what you will be playing. My top 3 would be Mirthwood, Chef RPG, and Bloomtown, so you can expect more videos about these games from me, but I will try to play the other ones as well. While I can't always create dedicated review videos for all of the games, I do have a weekly podcast where I chat with other content creators and sometimes game developers. We cover news and share our first impressions on new releases, so if you want to stay up to date on everything farming sims and cozy games, I recommend having a look at my podcast channel, which I will link in the description. And that is it for today. Leave a like and subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you all in the next video.